Hey, yo.
Oh boy. All right, so for the last topic for the night, we're gonna talk about another friend of the channel. Cardi B is a friend of the channel. Cardi B recently was on some show on YouTube, and she was talking about plastic surgery. The Jason Lee show, wherever Jason Lee is, I'm not quite sure who that is, but that's less relevant. What's more relevant is the content itself, right? I don't know
That's
who
right.
Jason Lee is. But yeah, so Cardi B was out here talking about her surgeries. I thought that this was an interesting topic for us to talk about. Cardi B, like I said, is another friend of the channel. We've discussed certain things that she's done or said publicly in the past on this channel several times. And so this is no exception. This particular excerpt is from Yahoo. It says Cardi B talks about plastic surgery. Quote, I like being perfect. So I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'm gonna read a couple parts here. It says Cardi B says she's done with plastic surgery over a year after giving birth to her second child. The 30-year-old rapper and mother to Culture 4 and Wave 1 talked about going under the knife on the premiere episode of Revolt's The Jason Lee Show when discussing her brief hiatus from the spotlight after having her son in September 2021. I didn't want to pop out after I had my son because I told you I wanted to get my body done first, she said. A lot of people thought that, like, when I gave birth, I automatically went to do surgery. No, I literally waited like 7 months to do surgery because we have to. So I'm going to skip down here real quick. Quote, people will be assuming that when you do surgery or something, you're insecure about yourself or you hate yourself. And that's just not the truth. I just be feeling like if I want to correct something, I want to do a little something. I want to do a little something, something. Like I don't give a F. I'm going to do it. I like being perfect. I like a certain type of body for myself. And if I want to do it, I'll do it. End quote. Even before she was famous, Cardi says she felt that she had a quote big nose, but was afraid to get it done. Around 2018, people started talking about a non-surgical way to change it. So blah 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 blah. The rest of it goes into her talking about how she went and got her nose done, and something happened, and then she got surgery on her nose. So Cardi B is no stranger to surgery, but very interesting when she talks about how she likes being perfect, and she equated her surgery jobs to getting her body to be perfect in the way that she thinks of having the kind of body that she wants. So, that's Cardi B for you. Um, what did I call Cardi B? I think I said Cardi B is if there was a video game where you fought against the thoughts, it was like a fighting game, and you fought all of the thoughts, and you had to get to the final boss. I think the three last fights were Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, and Cardi B.
Yeah, that's right.
And if it was Street Fighter, I think I said Nicki Minaj was Sir Vega, and then Megan Thee Stallion was Sagat, and then Cardi B was the final
So,
boss, M Bison. Uh, and if you fought that, if you got the game set to the hardest difficulty, man, it's gonna take a lot of continues before you get that final boss down.
exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, uh, but Cardi B is on record talking about how she will rob guys and drug
Yeah.
them and rob them in their sleep, and if you make her mad and you cheat on her, she'll, get you drunk and make you think that y'all about to have a threesome, but the other girl will be a transgender. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so Cardi B is definitely ruthless in her ratchetness, and she's unapologetic about it. But yeah, what did you think about what Cardi had to say about surgeries and wanting to be perfect, and perfect being a part of her desire to do the surgery thing?
yeah. It's not surprising. But to me, it's sad overall when people feel the need to do this still. Naturally shaped before all the surgeries. She didn't have a bad shape. Where things are as accentuated as they are now. No, but who wants a body full of rubber? Like, what are you doing? Oh, hey, I'm about to go have sex with a tire. Bro, I remember. I think I shared this here. I'm not sure, but some years back, man, it's probably like 2015, 2014. I don't know what I was doing in Miami, but I was there. And I went to King of Diamonds while it was still King of Diamonds. It was a KOD. And we in there and we hanging out. We doing our thing, man. Hey, man, it's a party. It was getting towards the end of the night, and man, I seen one with a big old butt. I know it wasn't real, but those were hot off the press back then. It wasn't as it was more exotic back then, I guess you would say. So I was like, hey, what's that? What's going on with this? So I commissioned her over. Uh, told her I was broke as hell.
Commission.
Told her I was broke as hell. I'm a college student, just trying to live life, man. Make my Saturday night. And so yeah, man, she gave me a discount dance. I was all for that. So as I'm sitting there getting my customer service, I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there, I'm grabbing for what I think's her ass. Oh, it's not her ass. It was more like a basketball inserted between her skin and some other tissue. It was the hardest thing I've ever felt. I was like, what is this? Granted, science has come a long way. Some people still choose to go into the jungles of Brazil to get it done. But still, they're from what I see, all of them aren't as rough as the one I experienced. But be that as it may, I'm not trying to have sex with a basketball. All right, if I wanted to do that, I'll drill a hole in mines. So I'm not gonna go out here and pay for dates or do anything else like this. That is bizarre. And so for these women, and you hear their horror stories, the ones that come out and say, I regret getting it. Oh my God, men only want me for sex now. Girl, men only wanted you for sex before that. That's all you display. And that's a trip. And that ties into the last part we were talking about last time. They think just because they're not actively thinking of sex right now, that they're not thinking about sex when their attraction meter is going up and down. The attraction meter is tied to what kind of sex or any kind of sex you're getting at all. And so, what was I tying that into with this one? What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. But it's in that same ballpark where we have to basically decode and understand where women are coming from, because when women are talking to men, they're using men language in order to communicate to us. So we're interpreting that as all right, two rights, a left. All right, cool. All right, another left. That's what she said. But then what does she really feel? Well, you're supposed to know that when I make my rights, it's actually, I'm really trying to make a left. And then when I do the left sometimes on weekends, well, who said all of this? And so once you actually get into the science of a woman's mind, you can really start to, and start using your own definitions of what she's actually really saying. It gives you a lot more peace of mind when they start behaving, out of pocket. So for women like Cardi B, whose lifestyle is completely out of pocket, all right, and she's saying in one breath, all right, that hey, this isn't about having low self-esteem or nothing like that or blah blah blah. No, that's exactly what it is. That's it. That's saying, hey, make a right, then make a left. Then when you go, okay, she said it's not about self-esteem. But then when you hang around her and you start asking her questions about how she used to look before all this, I bet she give you a whole bunch of insecure answers. So this isn't about looking bad or it's about looking bad, but this isn't about having thinking that she doesn't have low self-esteem and nothing like that. No, you really have to parse through and get to what she's actually getting at. So So for people who have these types of surgeries, uh, I do think it's from a lack of self-esteem. Where that comes from, who knows? All right, but it's extremely unattractive. All right. I don't personally know one man who enjoys or wants that. And so for a woman like Cardi B to do it, it's her job. She's a sex symbol anyway. So she's gonna keep doing what she need to do to stay relevant and all this other stuff. But for the girl working at Walgreens, or the RN at the local hospital, yeah, you just doing this stuff just to for what? It's madness, man. So yeah, not a favor of it, not a fan. Dogon does not co-sign brick bodies because
Yeah.
to the touch, yeah, to the touch, they feel like Mr. Thing. So
Well, they're automatons like the RN, the RN, and what else did you
the
say? The
Walgreens
RN
truck.
yeah, yeah. A lot of those women are automatons, right? They're. What did you call them? The autopilot
That's
thing?
right. Yeah, they robots. They
Yeah,
they bought it
yeah. And
out.
so right, and so they're just doing it mechanically. They're on autopilot with it. Like, so if Holly Weird, right? If we're going to characterize Hollyweird as this pocket universe where things like open marriages and swinging and all of that other weird stuff are running amok,
Mhm.
then I think in the hip hop world, stuff like fake ass and those types of surgeries are a part of that pocket universe that run amok.
So stupid.
Because I feel like Cardi B is just a representation of what is put out with respect to that particular type of content. Like, I hear it. I don't listen to a ton of newer artists because I hate most new music. But some of the stuff that I have heard, like I've heard Lil Baby talking about how he'll pay for a woman's surgery, he'll pay for a woman's new butt. I've heard French Montana. He said they call me Mister Get Your Tummy Gone. Two Chains had a
What
song.
kind of
Two
flex
Chains
is that?
yeah, on Two
What
Chain,
kind of flex?
one of Two Chain songs, he was like, take you to Dr. Miami for your surgery. So these simping,
That shit weird, bro.
I know it is weird. So these weirdo rappers, right, are talking about it in their music all the time. So like the women are just going to respond because at the end of the day, let's be clear. And for the most part, and this might sound like a judgmental take here, but I tend to group most pro athletes and rappers into the same boat. I tend to all group them all in the same category in terms of their sensibilities. To me, they're kind of one and the same to me. Um, and so women like Cardi B, and it isn't just Cardi B, but women who think like her. So it could be women in the music game, or women who are in the modeling thing, the OnlyFans thing. Women who live this type of lifestyle, they're all after the same types of guys, rappers, ball players, stuff like that. And so if you're consuming that type of content on a regular basis where the guys are saying, I'm all for it, I'll even pay for it, and those are the guys that you want, then you're probably going to psycho in your head, you're probably going to deduce, I need to get my body to look like that in order to attract a man like that, because those are the kind of men that you want. And so women are just doing that in response to try and get the kind of guys that they're after. So it has nothing to do with who they are or how they see themselves, and it has everything to do with how they think those types of guys see them. And so that's why they do it. And because this music is such a powerful force, it matriculates into the general population. I myself remember, and this was even before, I would say this was around 2013, 2014. You know, also down here in South Florida, I met Cafe Iguanas, and the girls and the girls who were bartending in there, they all looked the same. It's like they had the same. It's like they were pumped out of the same factory. It's like they came off the same assembly line. They had the same hairstyle. The only thing that was different about them was their face and their skin complexion. Everything else was the same. Fake surgery ass, and most of them had the fake surgery breasts. They all look the same. And this was like 7, 8 years ago before it became a situation where rappers are openly talking about how they'll pay for it. And so, this is just a part of that ecosystem. That's all this is. And like I said before, it would be one thing if I felt as though something like this was going to stay within the parameters of these various areas, of these various pocket universes, these multiverses. But as we clearly know, music, probably more than any other thing, hip hop music in particular, has this ability to control regular people's actions and behaviors and have them conforming to certain norms that they otherwise wouldn't conform to if they weren't exposing themselves to this form of mind control. So if Cardi B is saying, I feel like I'm perfect because I went and got these surgeries, then what's to stop Walgreens or RN Girl from saying, I will be perfect when I go get my own surgery? And like, if they're exposing themselves to the same mind control that Cardi B is, and even what's more, because Cardi B is an active participant because she's making the music herself as well, then of course they're going to listen to this stuff so much, and they're going to want the same kind of guys that Cardi B wants, the same kind of guys that Young Miami, Megan Thee Stallion, whatever, all the rest of these chicks, Sweetie, name them all off. They're all the same. They're a dime a dozen. I don't give a damn. You
Glorilla.
listen to, yeah, there you go. So you listen to enough of this mind control on a regular basis. Of course, you feel like you're perfect if you don't have any surgery. But and this is the thing, like this type of stuff pertains to certain segments of the population more so than others because it disproportionately affects certain groups. So, like, people who are exposing themselves to the hip hop stuff and the Cardi B stuff on a regular basis, mostly going to be black and brown people because that's disproportionately, from a statistical standpoint, who's mostly listening to this. But look at all of the non-black women, for example, or these other races of women. And it isn't a race thing, and it's not a race thing. I'm not trying to make it a race thing. It's more so about who's listening to this kind of mind control. It's mostly a certain kinds of people. So I think that there is a correlation between that and the fact that I can go to the gym on a very regular basis and see certain kinds of women who aren't going to get surgery, but are going to make sure that they're not missing a day of legs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to feel like they're as best as they can be because they went and got a surgery done, even if they have kids. They're just going to go hard in the gym. They're not going to miss a day of lunges. They're not going to miss a day of deadlifts. They're not going to miss a day of squats. They're not going to miss a day of hip thrusters. They're going to be in the gym putting in work so that they can create the kind of body that they want naturally. And real men out there appreciate that more than these fake automaton women out here exposing themselves to mind control in such heavy doses, feeling as though they're trying to hook, line, and sinker a rapper or a baller. And so let me go get my surgery in order to make sure that that happens. So there's different layers that we can look at this from. There's cultural things, there's social things, there's economic stuff. But at the end of the day, me personally, I'm a natural guy. Now, certain things that you want to supplement, and again, we can kind of look at it from a preference standpoint all day of the week. I'm less offended by like the breast type surgeries as long as it's not egregious than I am by putting stuff in your hips and your thighs and your ass. To me, I just find that to be completely reprehensible. And I just personally, there's no substitute for a woman who's disciplined enough to say, I'm just going to get in the gym and I'm going to put the work in. But that's just me. And I'm not a rapper or a ball player who's living this weirdo Hollywood lifestyle, this weirdo social media socialite lifestyle, and saying and living this robot lifestyle
Exactly,
where,
dude.
where I'm just parroting this speech and parroting this ideology and looking for the women who are going for the butt surgeries. But that's just me. Y'all can have your Cardi B's all day, have at it. You can take the rubber, take the rubber butts, the tire butts, the assembly line, escalator belt butts. Y'all can have all of that. And I'm just going to
Exactly.
go and I'll just be the guy who's over here going for the girl who squats 135 twice a week, who does the lunges 2 or 3 times a week, who's on the hip abductor, the prone leg curl, the hack squat. Because I know all the leg workouts. I'll be in the gym. The seated leg curl, the leg extension. Those women are the real MVP. Y'all get my respect, not the Cardi B varieties who are going to sit there and give up and relent. Oh, I had kids, so I'll never get my perfect body back. Let me get surgery. That's a defeatist mentality. And it does reek of insecurities. And it does speak to how you view yourself and not how you think others, particularly men, view you. So that's pretty much all I had.
Yeah, and I get that. I still don't give a pass for breast augmentation. I've seen some A's and B's. It's the matter of how the body shape, and it's just like, well, you got an A going on because of all of that going on over there. We can make this work.
Right.
But to me, whenever the it's too much for me. Breast enhancements, it speaks the same thing. I was against breast enhancements and reductions for what you doing? My
Well,
back
sometimes
hurt. My back.
sometimes
I
the
don't care about that.
no, because sometimes the reduction does become necessary. It's not a cosmetic thing. Them chicks be hurting sometimes.
I know, but I don't
Yeah.
care about that. You talk about, oh, my back hurt, and I was like, man, watch out, and come back to work Tuesday with the same chest, or we're gonna have an issue. All right. So yeah, man. But yeah, I was never for those things. And I don't know how this stuff looks when they're 60, right? Is it a grapefruit and a sock? Is that what it's looking like? And the men like us men, and for them right now, when for them doing this, ladies, if you're considering it, all right, if you and your girlfriends are talking about it, whatever, and a man likes a soft woman, he loves a soft woman. It's I don't know what it is. It's like a hot knife through butter. It's, you really can't put into words how much that does stuff for us. But the harder your body gets, things get a little, at least for me. Now some dudes be into those Miss Olympian types. So it's like, hey, look, I ain't look. Hey, if you want a linebacker, sir, go get a linebacker. All right. So, but
I think those guys might be a bit on a bit of a spectrum.
don't you think?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm
You
just
think?
guessing.
I'm
I'm
like,
just
nah, bro,
guessing.
that ain't
Why
it.
would you? Yeah. Mm-mm.
What you mean, bro? Like, nah, don't try to explain this to me, dog. Don't try to explain this to me, bro. But we love a soft woman. When they come off of them tables, they ain't soft no more. And even when they get their stomachs done, tucked and move around, and it looks like, you know, some shop wood with, that's been sandpapered down. It never has this clean, cool texture to it. It's weird stuff. And y'all be on Instagram and TikTok and parading these scars around like there's some type of reward. It is the most bizarre behavior. What I'm witnessing in human history right now, I never thought I would see these things. And people are getting online full confidence, twirling around with these injections, other things, doing the latest goofy dance that are meant for kids. But here she go, mid late 20s, acting like a middle schooler. What do we do? What is really happening? And so for Cardi B and out here speaking to the rest of her people, all right. So I like my women like a good racist. I like to know where they stand. And by them walking around with they multicolored hair, or them walking around with injections and all these other things, they did a lot of guesswork for me. I already know where I stand with this one. You know, it's the covert ones that I have issues with. the one that you've been dealing with for about 6, 8 months, and you thought things was cool, and all of a sudden she talking about considering surgery. Why you trying to pull the wool over me now? You ain't just think of this now, you know. But the ones that already done did it, nah man, hey, you done already eliminated certain people out your pool, unless you want to go deal with that. But me, I don't want that. That is to me, they can have that. I don't know what other things come with that, mentality, personality wise. I just can't. So Cardi B, you can have at it. All right. Excuse me. The it doesn't look good. It
It
does. It
doesn't.
doesn't look good. And so they can have this look about them. It's kind of like with Amber Rose. And when we was doing her video today, we didn't mention surgery, but her face looks adjusted. And I don't know if it's Botox, skin pulled back. I don't know what's going on, but they don't look normal anymore. They look strange. So
Yeah.
keep it natural, ladies. Keep it tight. Like JV Wynn said, man, if you want that ass, go do them squats. Challenge you and your
Yeah.
girls. Do squat challenges. Get in there.
Yeah.
All right. We
Yeah.
want to see y'all win out here, natural ladies. No
Yeah,
more
and a lot
android
of them
people.
are doing. A lot of them are doing it, and they are the ones that's winning. Trust me. I
Yeah.
just think that it speaks. I think that it says a lot about. I think stuff like that, decisions like that, just say they suggest a lot about your internal character and your fortitude.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
me, there's a yeah, like to me, there's a difference between the internal fortitude of a woman who says, "I'm gonna get
Right.
a surgery or a procedure that's gonna enhance my butt." Versus a woman who decides I'm gonna, hit the gym. And I've just always been a proponent of women who are into fitness because you get the body and you retain the softness. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win. And I'm not sitting up here saying all women need to hit the gym. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is if you're somebody who's sitting here thinking about surgery, then think long and hard about that because there's ways to get what you want, and all you need is a little work ethic, and discipline to not eat like trash 24/7.
And
Like if you have those two things in tow, you can get quote unquote the perfect body without having to resort to artificial means, as you said, the long-term ramifications of which you won't know until 20, 30 years down the line.
ugh.
um I've just never, and I can spot it a mile away too. That's the thing about it is, like, guys, I see, like, I know a fake ass when I see one. It's like I have a radar for this stuff. The proportions never look they never look right. It always looks like something's
Never.
off. Even the most perfect of
Yep.
surgeries,
Yep.
you're not going to be able to change, and you're not going to be able to make that make sense in terms of what the body that God gave you, okay, the one that you're born with. There's no, even the greatest surgery in the world cannot make something artificial make sense in terms of what your body type actually is. So it's easily spottable. It just is. So I just think in the long run, yeah, stay away from it, stay off the table, and just, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to be the guy who's like everybody needs to get in the gym and be in the gym 3, 4, 5. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. You can not go to the gym ever for all I care. But if you're thinking about changing your body up and you want to do it artificially, there's better decisions to make than doing that. There are. And so just bite the bullet and put the work in, because you'll be better off for it in the long run. It's just, yeah. Guys like, and then another thing with the hard bodies as a result of the surgeries, the harder you
Oh,
become. Like,
oh.
a man's body is supposed to be hard, not a,
Yeah, thank you. Exactly.
like like, bask in your femininity. Okay, please, ladies, keep the softness. Just go
Please.
to the gym. Just go to the gym and put the work in. This hard stuff, I'm not trying to, which one? Rubber is a poor conductor of electricity, right? So, we'll be good if we put your ass in a water with a toaster in it, you know. But if, but like, but if we're in a fire, if the house is on fire, and you have an ass surgery, your ass might catch on fire. On top of the other problems that we got to deal with because you went this route. So just stay away from it,
It
man.
might melt.
Yeah, like, like
What
you said,
are
and
we
I'm with
what are
you.
we doing?
I don't know, man. Like you said, and I'm with you. To Cardi B out there and all of her acolytes, go ahead, man. And again, I'm not speaking to the woman who I'm not speaking to the women who resort to cosmetic surgery for legitimate medical reasons, because there's that out there.
Yeah, right.
I'm speaking purely on the cosmetic front, purely on the I'm lazy and so I'm going to cut out the middleman of hard work and just jump straight to the source front. That's what I'm talking about.
They rather save
Y'all,
all that
y'all,
money.
y'all, yeah, y'all want to go and pay thousands of dollars for
It's
these
so
surgeries
stupid.
when you can just get what you need by doing it in natural ways. And I respect the women so much who decide to do it the natural way. And if you want to follow suit the way Cardi B did and do all of this stuff and be a defeatist because you had kids and you feel like you got to do this because you had kids, then y'all can go over there and live in that weird old Hollywood lane and do all of that kind of stuff. And I'll just stay over here in the world of reality because I don't do the multiverse stuff. I stay away from the surgeries.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. It's just it's not the move because of the laziness. And it speaks, yeah, and like you said, it speaks to their character of how much effort are they willing to put in for what they feel like they want. And she really want that body so much so that she'll save $5,000 or put down 2,500. It's like, girl, your car beat up. You driving, a Thought Acura that's barely making it. Why don't you put some stuff in there? Nah, I gotta get these ass shots though. And that's the part where it's just like, well, that's really, I mean, it's something about it, man. So yeah, that's why I stay away from it. If she can easily afford it, I don't care, girl. If you're struggling to afford it, easily afford it, either way, it's you can't. And I said this some pause before about integrity or stuff like that, but man, you can't buy integrity, man. And you have to be able to be somebody with some type of morals. And I'm talking to the woman that's on the fence. If they on the fence, man, it's just like, yeah, I was thinking about it. I'd be struggling with it. I'd be hearing feedback, but I still want to look like that though. It's like it's overrated. Nobody's buying that. The only people that's buying that are incel kids. And when I say kids, the ones that's middle school, high school that have access to the internet and just want to see some booty and don't know what a real booty is. And the sad part is they don't even know what a real good booty, big booty is. And another thing is the girls with naturally big booties are getting it too. The strippers and stuff like that. It's like, girl, you was already big. What are you getting? What are you doing this other stuff for? Well, I didn't like the cellulite and I ain't like it look like this. And now you're just getting augmented. And so it's just like, hey man, so exactly. So these young guys out there, they don't know what a real booty is. They've been exposed to all this fake crap. So they think everything's one and the same. Young man, it's not. So to quote Michael Jordan, stop. Get some help. All right.
You know what?
Get some help.
And there is nothing left to say on that. On that note, there is nothing left to say. There's
bro, you
nothing
gotta
left to
play.
say.
You got it on the rewatch, on the replay, bro. You gotta play that meme after I said that, bro.
Yeah. I think that was well said. And yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. It's just, yeah, future generations got it out for them. They got their work cut out for them because it's becoming, we talk a lot about the normalization of goofy stuff.
Yeah.
Because of just the way that the world is. And this is another example, right? So, sexual deviancy is normalized and,
Yes.
Stuff like, polyamory and all of these weird notions and concepts. This stuff is normalized now to where it's like, whatever, no big deal. Ass shots, normalized. Goofiness. This is all normalized, I'll never, I went to that. I remember I went to that bar and every bartender, they all looked the same. They all look the same. And it's just like, did y'all all go to the same doctor?
Most
like,
likely.
what is this?
Most likely. Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because man, we could spend a whole pod going on and on about how there is no substitute for just a real woman.
There's none, ladies.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no substitute for it. I mean, just read the comment section in some of those videos. Men, yeah, resoundingly against it. They don't like it. And like I
And
said,
the
the only ones
yeah,
that's going simp crazy are the old fan subscribers
yeah,
and ducks, the
yes,
involuntarily celibate, or the people
yes,
that's on some type of spectrum. Where it's just like, bro, you got
yes,
a plastic fetish, bro.
yep.
You don't even like women no more. You like this plastic figure thing.
Hmm.
And some of them get so much surgery, bro. It's just like, man, what is underneath that? And guys would be like, "Oh, hey, but look at that ass." So yeah, man.
It's
Um,
terrible.
yeah, so those people can have it, and let them live in their own worlds, man. All of us
Yeah,
same people over here, man. We combine together, man. It's more of
yeah,
us than you think, y'all.
yeah. It is. It is. And yeah, you're absolutely right. The guys who are going to be championing stuff like that, those are the guys that the ladies, women, they get with those guys, and then they realize this dude isn't even a real man. I hate
Yeah,
being with this guy. I
exactly,
hate this guy. And it's like,
exactly.
well, yeah, you are an automaton, and you got into a situation with a male automaton.
Hey, thank you.
What do you think is going to happen? So yes, and
Exactly.
those guys, you're absolutely correct. They subscribe to OnlyFans. They follow Instagram models. They DM chicks on the
They're
internet. They do
weird.
all of that goofy stuff. Yeah,
They're
they do all of
weird.
the goofy stuff, all of it, and a lot of those guys got money, right? So goofy guys ain't all broke. A lot of these goofy dudes got money, and they'll sit there and they'll be goofy and they'll endorse your goofiness by paying for these ridiculous procedures.
There's nothing wrong with
Only for the relationship to dissolve because you realize that you don't even like being with this guy in the first place. You hate him, as a matter of fact, because of how unlike a man he actually is. But whatever, man. Cardi B and all of her fans, man. Look, when I get to the final boss, I knock M Bison out. M Bison ain't gonna get me.
it.
I beat Street Fighter on the hardest difficulty. I ain't give up, and I
Okay.
wasted all my continues, but I beat M Bison on the last difficulty. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo on Super
Uh.
Nintendo. Oh no, I got Bison. Bison ain't getting me. Straight up.
What was that one, bro? That was on 64. That went dumb. It was Killer Instinct. I think that's what it was called.
Killer Instinct, yeah.
Yeah, that thing was
Yeah.
fire. I don't know the
Yeah.
bosses in that, but I just remember, man, I was going dumb on that thing too.
Yeah, yeah, you got to string them ultra combos. That's how you won in
Yeah,
Killer
man.
Instinct. It was them
This
combos.
the simpler times, man.
Yeah.
Hey, take
Oh
me
yeah,
back,
man.
man. Y'all can have this internet, man. Take me back to regular. Y'all can have it.
Yeah, those yeah, good stuff, man. Good times. But that'll do it for tonight's pod, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to this week's episode, man. July, Freudian slip. January the 24th. Conscious Approach on YouTube. As always, thank you to the tribe for supporting that logical content. My name is JV Wins. That is Dogon SS. Please subscribe to the channel as we continue to up the ante. Don't be shocked if you see an ad or two pop across your web browser telling you to click to head over to the channel on YouTube to join the Conscious Approach tribe as we continue to pump out this logical content each and every week. So yeah, we have a goal to get to 1K subscribers. We are on the way. Wherever you're watching this video, whether it's on the Meta page or on the YouTube channel, share this video wherever you see it. We like kicking this game. Subscribe, like, follow, all of that good stuff. Follow Conscious Approach on Instagram at Con Approach, CONAPPROACH. You can also follow me on Instagram at JVWins, JVWINS. RSS feed for Conscious Approach is coming soon, so you'll be able to actually download this wherever you like to listen to your audio feeds, Apple Music, Spotify, all of that good stuff, Pandora, wherever you like to get that. So be on the lookout for that as we continue to improve the quality of these videos, the quality of our aesthetics. We moving up, man. So very excited for what's going down the pike. And we love to have everybody who we can to join us for the ride as we continue to grow this community. We like what we do. We think we do it better than most. So we want you to join us. Let us know what you think. Leave a comment. We do respond and pay attention to comments as long as they are not of the troll variety. So we detect trolls. If you are trolling in the comments, we will ignore you. However, if you leave a comment with substance, there's a good chance that if we don't respond to it, we will at least have seen it. So always like to give those disclaimers out. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you for watching. We look forward to you. We look forward to you joining us on the next video.
Yes, sir. And the name is Dogon SS. Now you can find me on Instagram at Dogon_SS or here on YouTube at Dogon_SS. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button over there as well. All right. So as I always say on every pod, guys, don't be too high, don't be too low. Keep it calm, keep it chill, keep it player. All right. Don't let anybody get you off your pivot. All right. And yeah, and until the next time, guys, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe, man. Hit them bell for those notifications for whenever we go live. All right. So again, this is Dogon SS, and I'll catch you on the flip side.
Yep, that's right. So until next time, we'll see y'all later. We are out. Peace.
Peace.
Ladies, stay away from the knife. Stay away from the knife.
Stay natural, sister. Stay natural.